Hey, YouTube. So I wanted to do a review real quick on my favorite band, which is Tool, and with Maynard James Keenan, Justin Chancellor, Adam Jones, and Danny Carey, and they're all great musicians, and they pretty much changed my life the whole time. And I'd love to do all their albums in a review. So yeah, just enjoy the video. So here to start with, we have Opiate. Okay, Opiate was their first release besides that demo tape, which I don't have because it's extremely rare, and it has 6 songs on it. It's called Sweat, Hush, Part of Me, Cold and Ugly, Live, Jerk Off, Live, and Opiate. Opiate, which is really not 522, it's I think 823 or something, because it has a hidden track called the Gaping Lotus Experience. It's pretty weird, but it's awesome though. It's Tool. They're all weird, but they're awesome. And it has like, this is kind of their first start out EP, just to see how things were going for them. And it has that weird priest on it. The Tool logo, that is my favorite Tool logo of all time, and probably my favorite band logo of all time. And yeah, parental advisory has some swearing in it, but I don't care. I like swearing. But I got this at my local music store, and I guess it's pretty easy to buy. So it was released on March 10th, 1992, and you could tell that they're all young in this album. They're just starting out. So just things how seeing can't talk. Seeing how things are going for them, see where the road goes for them, and so yeah. So that's for Opiate. And next we have Undertow, which is their first true album, and it has 10 songs, and it says on the back: Intolerance, Prison Sex, Sober, Bottom, Crawl Away, Swamp Song, Undertow, 4 Degrees, Flood, and Disgustipated. And it has that pig, which I believe is Adam Jones' pig named Mo. I think he died years back, but that's him anyways, and has the forks. And I really like the artwork. That's one of the reasons why they're my favorite band, because they're really known for their artwork, and I really like art a lot, which I'm not an expert at, but I like looking at it. And also, Angry album, you can see the parental advisory on it, and it was released on April 6, 1993. And this is one of the best albums ever to me. It's really good. It's kind of like, if you're a Metallica fan, which I am a little bit, it's kind of, for me, it's like Ride the Lightning a little bit. It's really like speedy, or not actually, no, this isn't speedy, but they're kind of different a little bit, like Metallica and Tool. But Adam Jones and Kirk Hammett are friends, I guess, and I saw them in a magazine together a while back, like in 2009 or something. And this is like Ride the Lightning to me anyways, because it's like their second album. Like, this is their first true album. Like, that wasn't Opiate was an EP, and yeah, it was just really, it's really awesome. Like, it's at first, I didn't really like this album at first when I first heard it back in 8th grade. I was 13 when I first heard this, and it was just too dark and grungy for me, and I wasn't really a big fan of music until these people, Tool, opened them up for me. And they're still my favorite band anyways, but well, the artwork in this album's amazing. Well, it's also got that pig, and it's just really like metal sounding. It's a lot of the songs are kind of slow on it, except for maybe the first and the second one. But they're really, the more you listen to it, the more it sounds like you need more to listen to it, and you know, it's a great album. It really is. And there's the logo for it. Oh, and I forgot. Sorry. Let's go back to Opiate, and I'll show you the logo for that. Oh, actually, I already did, but I'll show you the side for it. And mostly these two albums right here are mostly anger, I guess. It conveys anger, sort of, and you know what Maynard was feeling at the time. I mean, I don't know how he's feeling because I wasn't, you know, I don't know him. I never met him, and I would love to, but you know, I don't know him. Hell, I wasn't even born by the time this album was released. It's on, I think I already said it, but it was April 6th, 1993. So now, I think this might be my favorite of all time. I might be pronouncing this wrong, I might not be, but this album is called Enema. It has that weird, I think it's a Latin way to spell enema. And yeah, it's really, oh my god, I think it's even better than the last one, Undertow. But this is the one that I remember from when I was a kid. They played this stuff on the radio. It's stuff's from Enema, I think, or Enema, and it has the songs. Okay, I'm gonna show you the artwork for it. And so it has this lenticular. You put this on this lenticular little case right here, and it like moves and stuff. And I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but oh wait, yeah, you can actually. And you put this under it. I'm not sure if I can do it right now, but the eyeball rotates as if there's like two pupils, and it's really awesome. It's just really effed up, I guess. And this is a depiction of Maynard, the vocals, and looks like a bullhorn and an eyeball, which is like probably something related to the last song on this album called Third Eye. And there, I don't know what that is. I mean, but that right there is Bill Hicks, and he used to be a comedian who actually helped them work on, I think, Opiate and Undertow, or maybe just Undertow. I'm not sure. I don't know much about his involvement with Tool, but I know he was involved. So it says Bill Hicks, another dead hero. You probably can't read that, but anyway, that's what it says. And this album is pretty much dedicated to him, and yeah, it's a really great album. I think it's probably my favorite of all music. And yeah, I don't. Tool is like something that this album kind of defined them for me. I know I'm having trouble talking, but I'm kind of tired right now. It's late at night, so yeah, it's just this album was kind of really opened up the alternative style, sort of, or it was inspired by a lot of stuff that became alternative, and it's a really popular album. I believe this is their best-selling album. And when I was in kindergarten, my dad's a total, you know, he listens to a lot of music, and he was actually the one who kind of got me into these guys. And well, we were listening to it. I remember this songs from this album for sure. I remember hearing the song Enema, and maybe Hooker with a Penis. And so the tracks, anyway, about the songs, So there's 15 tracks, and there's a lot. It took a huge step from Undertow. I think actually Undertow and Anima are like the albums that sound the most different from all the other albums. And so the track says Stinkfist, Eulogy, H, Useful Idiot, 46 and 2, Message to Harry Manback, Hooker with a Penis, Intermission, Jimmy, Die Eier von Satin, Push It, Cesaro's Some Ability, I think that's how you say it, and Enema, Negative Ions, and Third Eye, which is also, again, probably has something to do with that. Which also has something to do with this guy right here, the Purple Man. I don't know what that is. It must be some kind of a lighter, or it's just really purpley, and it might be Maynard. I'm not sure if they took a picture of him like this, but I don't know. There's a lot of mystery to this band. That's the one thing you got to know about this band. There's a lot of mystery to shit like this, and you know, some stuff that no one knows everything about Tool except for Tool. You know, that's just one of those kind of things where you just kind of have to like read a lot to learn a lot about it. You know, and anyway, this Purple Man, and this void blackness over here. It's just, I don't know. It's just how he's on the side instead of the middle. It's just really spooky and awesome for like a album like this. It just fits the artwork, or the artwork just fits the music, and it's awesome. Because Adam Jones, I think, said in one of the interviews that, with the guitarist anyway, that I think that he said it's about what you think. The artwork is pretty much what you think about when you hear the music, and so I guess when they recorded, they listened to it and decided to. I don't know this for sure. So if you want to troll me, then you know, don't try not to do that, because like I don't know enough about it, but they are my favorite band, and like I said, there's a lot of mystery to this band, and he, like Adam Jones said, he listens to the music and he might think about something when he's writing on the guitar. And this picture is just really awesome. Like, I like the way it's just so spooky looking with the eye. It just fits the music so much. And anyway, well, this lenticular case is cracked because I took it to school in freshman year to show everybody, and I probably shouldn't have, because what we have here, this is actually a girl, you know, licking herself, like a contortionist licking herself, eating herself out, you know, if you will. But they just did that for the artwork, and they make it really shocking, you know, as Tool back in like the 90s like really wanted to do and convey. But that's what I like about this album. It's just really like out there, and it's, I don't know. And there's the song. So that's what the song Enema is about. Is about Los Angeles flushing away into the ocean, and also California. And also that song was about it's a depiction on Bill Hicks' sketch, or one of his shows about Arizona Bay or something like that, and that's what the song has to do with. And so they made it obviously into a really heavy song about it. But it's just, this is such a great album. I mean, I love everything about it. I love every second of it. I mean, this is really spooky. This, if you I'm not sure if I can do it, because this is cracked. And by the way, I got this case and Undertow. I didn't get that one. My dad did, and that's when we started listening to it when I was like in kindergarten. He would let me listen to some of the tracks that like weren't explicit, I guess. But it's weird because I totally remember Enema, and it has a lot of swearing in it. So, that's really spooky. That's just like really weird and like out there, and it's supposed to move like that, but since it's cracked, it can't really do it very well. I'm kind of thinking I should buy a new Enema case, because it's just like it's not the same without the artwork moving like that, and it also fits the song, And anyway, about sorry, I totally got sidetracked, but about the school, I brought it to my high school. It like got cracked anyway. This wasn't just because it was old, it's because I brought it to school one day and I wanted to show people it and say, oh, this is the best album ever, you gotta listen to it. And I showed people it, and when I came home, it was cracked because all my books and stuff got like cracked, or it cracked it and crushed it. So it was just really like, I can't believe I did that. I wish I didn't, but I was just so excited to show everybody. And not a lot of people in my high school were like Tool, which is kind of dumb, but their opinion. Speaking of my friends, which don't like Tool, so because they listen to other music, again, it's their opinion. Can't get mad at them. Even though I do sometimes, but I probably shouldn't, and you shouldn't either if you have that same problem. But anyway, I probably spent a biased amount of talking to this album, only because it's probably my favorite in the whole world, and it changed my whole life, pretty much. Hang on, just a minute. I'm just gonna put this together again. Sorry. Alright. Next up, Lateralus, or Lateralus. And the artwork here, even though this is, to me, this is the most, detailed to everyone, but to me it's not, because it only has this little wrap right here, or whatever it's called, and it has a track listing: The Grudge, Eon Blue, Apocalypse, The Patient, Mantra, Schism, Parable, Parabola, Ticks and Leeches, Lateralus, which I think they spelled Lateralus wrong, but because the first few copies didn't get it right, and they spelled it Lateralus, like with an I on the before the S. But I guess now the next copies that are made have Lateralus, like with an U. So, in Disposition, Reflection, Triad, and Fayep Dioyed, which is about the last track. Fayep Dioyed is about Art Bell's syndicated talk show, and it depicts a man claiming to work at Area 51, and all of a sudden, like, he's talking about aliens and from another dimension, and all that bullshit, and it's kind of interesting, actually. It's kind of spooky a little bit, just like as all of Tool's other songs are pretty spooky, a lot of them anyways. And this has the popular Schism on it, Schism, if you will, and it's really, that's a really popular song. And like, just after they played stuff from Enema, they would play stuff from Lateralus, and Schism would always get played on the radio in like 2000, 2001. I'm pretty sure it still does, but I've never heard it ever since I was like 5 on the radio, or 6 or whatever. And everyone just went crazy when that album came out, and I probably would have too if I was older than 6 or 5. And you got that. You got this album, Lateralus. Let's just take a look at it right there. And the CD right there. And that's pretty cool. They have that artwork with those eyes, like, it looks like a saw blade almost with those eyes. They used to have that for their, actually I think, you know what, I did see them once, and I think they did have this in the background image, like, you know how Maynard, when he dances around and, you know, has a silhouette against the screen, you'll see this in color, if you will, on the screen during Lateralus songs. And you have this little booklet, which I think everyone says this is more detailed than all the other albums, but I truly think this is one of the least, but I could be wrong. I mean, this is still cool, it's still awesome, but it's a great album, probably tied with Undertow for me. So anyway, we'll get on to 10,000 Days, which is, oh, by the way, Lateralus was released on May 15th, 2001. And, yeah. Here's 10,000 Days, which was, I think it was released on April, it might have been released on Maynard's birthday. I'm not sure. It was really, that would be April 17th, but I'm not sure. It's April, May 4th or something like that. I can't remember. This is the one I least listened to, because, you know, I'm just saying my opinion, you know, don't get mad at me or anything, but this is probably my least favorite out of all of them, and I know it gets a lot of crap for it, which I don't think it has to be given that much crap. I just, you know, I don't care for the vocals that much, as if, like, they're too mellow and stuff, and except for on the Pot, like, his vocals are just badass. Like, you know, there's a lot of cool artwork there too. Well, I don't have the CD in there. It's in my dad's car, but here's that stuff. Here's a track listing. Vicarious, Jambi, Wings for Marie, 10,000 Days, Part 2, Wings for Marie, Part 1, The Pot, Lipe and Conjuring, Lost Keys, Blame Hoffman. I don't know what they're making a reference to in the parentheses, Blame Hoffman. I don't know what that is. Rosetta Stone, Intention, Right Into, Virginity Trees, Trez, or whatever. And I think that means something in Greek or whatever. It's another language, but yeah, it's a good album. I don't hate it. It's my least favorite because it's really mellow, and, you know, I'm not saying it's bad. So please don't troll me about, you know, saying that, oh, you think 10,000 Days suck? You're not a true fan, you know. I think that it's a great album, but I think the vocals can be a little higher on this. Maybe it's just because he's aging. Maynard's aging, and he even said in interviews that he can't do what he used to. But I still think he can sound different than when he does on this. Like, if he can, this is also another mellow album, Lateralus. I think he can sound good on this too. And if he can sound good on this, he can sound good on this. Like, I don't think he sounds horrible. I just think that he can sound better. Like, if he can sound like this, then he can sound like this, you know. But then again, it was released 5 years, so who knows the vocals change and stuff, but I really don't want to be the ones who also give 10,000 Days shit, but you know, I kind of am a little bit, just for the mellow vocals a little bit. And yes, it was inspired by his mother. You know, he had an aneurysm, or excuse me, she had an aneurysm when she was when Maynard was 11, I believe, and she suffered. She was just paralyzed basically for like 27 years, and that's close to 10,000 days in years, or in days actually. So that's why I called it 10,000 Days, because it's like, it's the writing of the process of how his mother dealt with that pain the whole time. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So just comment below and see what you think, but just don't say that I'm a dick for not liking 10,000 Days. I like it, I just don't. It's my least favorite out of Tool, which is saying a lot, because I like every song of Tool. Like, I'm a diehard Tool fan. I listen to them pretty much every day, and I think that they're my favorite band. So yeah, thank you guys.